Hello everyone and welcome to the final episode of The Cube Season 2. So guys, it is farewell. As you all know, we have already ventured off into Season 3, but Season 2 was never given a very proper goodbye, and so today we are going to be bidding farewell to what was my home for the duration of over a year, actually. This was a really awesome season. And I'm also going to release the map into the public for all of you to enjoy. Hopefully you enjoy like things that I've made, like the airport and stuff and everything that everyone else has made, and we're actually gonna go around Spawn today and tour what was Season 2 of The Cube. Starting with this spawn. So the spawn area was originally concepted actually by Biani and then taken over by Will, who then completed it and made it what it is today. This was the main central area for Season 2. This is where people would do their intros and whatnot, and then right directly below it we have the subway system, which was never completely finished, and I'm gonna actually go ahead and open this up now. There we go, and we are in. So it's a nice solid staircase that leads all the way down to the subway system, and what's down there is basically what's been completed so far. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove all of the barriers so that you guys can obviously get in there without any hesitation whatsoever. And if we head down here, we can actually check out the subway system itself. So we have 4 different tracks that lead into 4 different directions. I believe 2 of the 4 are pretty much complete, but the other 2 are not even close, so you can kind of experiment with it however way you want. So this is like the main lobby, and then back here there is a minecart elevator that you can use to get right up to the very top again. In Season 2, the entire map was separated into 4 different quarters. We had the shop division over here, the business division, the mini games division, and the royal division. And the reason we did that was to keep for organizational purposes. Obviously, now that we've done that, we'll probably never do it again, but it was something new at the time that we wanted to experiment with. And so down this street, you'll find all of the shops. This is probably the most famous of the shops, built by Kermit himself. This is Kmart. Now, unfortunately, Kermit didn't actually come with us to Season 3, but Kermit was really hardworking. He did a lot of work on the server here, and he made sure that his shop was always stocked up, and so this was the shop that was basically like the main one of the season that everyone really used. This building by Will eventually kind of contracted to be between Will and I, was supposed to be a building where Will was gonna do kind of build tile designs down in the basement, and I was gonna sell sponges up top. Never really took off, but it's okay. It's a pretty cool building nonetheless. We have Tibbsy's soup shop here. If we navigate a bit to the left, we'll have D-Field's kind of sea shop where he sold like sea temple kind of things, like the new sea blocks. And then we had my vending machine here. This is you could use if you wanted to, like, you know, grab any kind of random book or whatever. It was completely random. You put a gold block in and you click a button. Whatever you get, you get. This was H's shop that was supposed to be competing with Kermit's shop. This never really took off fully. I bought from here a couple times, but not too much. The Abba Caving Center recently, what is with all these pumpkins? Recently on Season 3, we did an Abba Caving match with H, and in Season 2, if you're a new viewer, we had an entire center for this stuff, and so if we head into the Hall of Fame, we can actually see who was the best at it. There was Straw vs. Grazer, and H vs. Kevin vs. Kermit, and H vs. Grazer, but that was really it. This is Tofu's stew shop, I think, like mushroom stew. I'm not sure though. It looks like a stew up there. I was never really sure what that building was about. It was kind of added very last minute in the season. Let's loop around here a bit and we'll come up on the Crystal Blue Persuasion, of course owned by Tibbsy. This is where he sells lapis, and if we continue we'll see a non-naturally spawned igloo. This was actually built before igloos were even a thing. This is almost like completely correct in how it's built, except the door's a little wide. We have a flower shop over here where you can buy any kind of flower that you want. Over here is the Mule Hall and storage rental. Grape used that so you could store things in mules there. And of course Straub's rainbow shop, you can buy a ton of wool there. This was my enchantment shop. I bought this off of H. It never really took off. And this was D-Field's nether shop where he sold anything nether related. And as we go down, you'll see Kermit's villager shop. We have the spa by me. We have the vet by B. The fortune cookie building by J Wong, which is pretty cool. You could just click a button and a fortune would come out right at you. We have the killer grazer shop shop, people would find different ways to be able to kill me at a price. Best deal in town. This was H's little bar here. I think it was like a sushi bar. Yes, it was, where you could buy fish, reeds, or whatever the sort. B's Bakery, sell bakery goods. We got my commission shop. If you wanted a banner on the plane, you'd have to commission it here, and of course then I'd add a banner. And No Boom's Pool over here, which was never really completed. There was no shop that was added, but the pool was still a really huge success. And in the background there, that building is also a non-completed building. That is the library, where you can take a maze of books to the end if you want to challenge your friends. But if you want to ever stay somewhere, Tibbsy's Humble Tower is the place for you. It's got some food right around the corner, some McDonald's over here. Karaoke this season never really happened. That was something I really wanted to do, but it's opened up now, and this is the train that Straub used to sell clay. It's like a long train shop. In here is the potion shop. It's Strawbucks. This is also Straub's shop, right next to the Straub Way. So Straub's basically got a monopoly on this street. This one sells bread as kind of sub sandwiches, and then across the street we've got Mr. Mitch's Redstone shop and the head banner shop, which I never took off. This was going to be where I was going to sell heads and banners and whatnot. The Grapple Store. This was a really unique idea. Grape took the concept of the Apple Store, brought it into Minecraft, and that was the result. And right next to it we have the Poke Digger shop, where you could buy shovels of your choosing. Right in front of us we have the giant hotel that H and I have been working on, or were working on. You can kind of toy with this building however you want. Some of the rooms are done, but it was never fully finished. I think the plan for this place, if any of you guys want to finish it on your own, was to have this and then the penthouse on top as the rooms. And a new building added today, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Ender Chest house for season 2. Now, one little thing though, it's different. It's not actually people's Ender Chests. So if you guys remember Cube Season 1, we had everyone transfer their Ender Chests into the Ender Chest house so you guys could see what we had in there. The problem with this season is that one of the updates that we did to the snapshots near the end kind of corrupted the Ender Chests, and no one has anything in their Ender Chests anymore. And so in all of these chests, you're going to find items that represent and signify that person and this season. So for example, if you go to me, I have a pair of Elytra wings in here and a creeper head because I went ahead and did the airport and creeper pong. Those are two of my finest accomplishments on here. I also have a nice little book in here that you guys can read as my final book if you guys choose to open up my chest. But as you can see, we can go through some of these. Rusher had his steak, Rusher's steak. You know, just items that represent the player. So that is open for viewing. In fact, I suggest upon downloading the map that this be one of the first places you navigate to see just kind of what Season 2 was really all about. Down this aisle, though, we have the school that you can check out on your own if you choose, and then the gym. My gym at the end, if you want to sign up for a gym membership, that's where you do it. And in the distance there, you can see kind of a black stage. That's if you ever want to have any festivals or whatnot. There's a nice stage set up for you. Over here is the fire station made by Tibbsy in case of any emergencies, and then we have the passport office. Passports were a huge thing this season, honestly. I treated them very seriously, if you guys remember, and so a lot of things on this season require certain key cards and passports and whatnot, and I only really did that because it was different from Season 1. I mean, I wanted to make things more regulated, and I liked the way it works because we have all these cool systems, like you can go get your passport, the entire thing is automatically done. It's really cool. Then the Cube National Subway building. So the subway system we checked out earlier, this is where it all links up. If you want the subway system to connect to your house, you would do it through here. And the bank, this was a central location for this season. This is probably one of my finest accomplishments, was the bank, and this I bought and owned with H, and there is so much complexity to this. If you're a new viewer or even an old, you are going to have fun with the bank because the amount of redstone contraptions that are located within here, just like the loan system, and then you have like the nether portal to the gold farm, and you have this system right here to get your key card. The hospital in case of any emergencies. You'd have to make your way to Miss B and she would fix you up, followed by Devin's rose-colored glasses. Check it out in here. We got some flowers and stuff, and Devin definitely loves you. These two buildings on the side are property management and insurance. So over here you can get your insurance from Straub. We had a competition. Mine was blown to pieces. It used to be over here because I lost. And the property management rules. This is just so you go in, you see what the rules are for building on here, but it doesn't really matter anymore unless you guys want to continue it yourselves. The courthouse. There was a lot of court cases held here. Someone breaks the law, you bring them to court and sue them. That's what this building's all about. And over here we've got Cuber and the cinema. The cinema was built by B. It showcases movies, and if you go into the little auditorium here, you'll see that the current movie playing, what is the current movie? It's like a bunch of gold and stuff. I'm not too sure. Cuber, obviously a spin-off of Uber. You basically order your car. It comes and picks you up. You can get Uber Lux or Cuber Lux, which is this guy. This guy's the diamond. He's the Lux guy. And then you got Cuber, like, not as Lux, which is gold. And these are new buildings that I never really got to see. The recycling center, which is pretty cool. What are these poor guys doing here? And then the last building on the side here, which is the Cube Laundromat. Ever need clothes washed or dried? This is the place to go. I've never actually seen in depth into this building. Look at this. There's like separate washers and dryers and stuff. That's so cool. If we travel around the edge of spawn here, we will see the Cube National Park. This is where, well, nothing much happened here, but it was just for kind of natural decorating purposes. Before the park was added here, it was pretty much flat land, and so it adds some variety. We're heading into the minigame sector now. I've never seen this before. Huh. Here you can find the guillotine. This is where we chopped people's heads off if they were not doing what they were told. And over here, relating to my ender chest, creeper pong. This is where you could pretty much pong creepers back and forth. Let me see. The creeper would pretty much just spawn from outside of this little thing. I was hoping one did not spawn just then. And the lining would pretty much indicate where you had to push and throw it, and we'd put bets on the line. Who Wants to Be a Stackonaire? A spin-off of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire right here. Pretty self-explanatory. If you get the questions right, you become a stackonaire and get a stack of diamonds. Then we have Connect 4. Nice little mini game. You place your sand down, try to be the first one to get 4 in a row. Oh, my game. This made me so much money. Icebreaker. You basically came in and you'd have to pay 1 gold block per ice break, and there could or could not be something in the dispenser below, so it was a risk. This is the Leap of Faith. You basically take these stairs, climb all the way up, jump down, and see if you can hit this one patch of water here, which I believe relates to one of D-Field's ender chest items. Ah, the golf course that H and I made. This was really, really fun. This was actually a nice project. And if you ever want to play golf with a friend or Ender Pearl golf, then we've got the course for you. Now, there's one thing I'm pretty upset about with this season, and I'm gonna get into it right after this. This is H's kind of bowling game where you'd have to bowl a snowball or whatnot down the ice and hit one of the pins without these ices getting in your way. But what I'm pretty disappointed about was the casino. It never really saw the light of day. It was such a good project in hindsight. Basically, there was gonna be a Las Vegas type casino looking area over here guarded by gates, so the only way in would be to pay through this automatic gate here. But as you can see, if we make our way in, there's only ever been 3 buildings and only one of them is complete, which is this one. And so never really saw the light of day, which is what I'm most displeased about. But there were so many things that we did manage to do in this season that I'm not too fussed about it. All right, guys, I made sure to save the best for last. We're heading now into the Royal Division. This right here is probably where I spent the majority of my time in season 2 because of its royalness. So every episode I'd have to come over here and get diamond and gold block from both things, because this guy gives you a gold block and this girl gives you a diamond. But other than that, this was the royal pathway into the royal castle, and so this was the equivalent to the White House on season 1. It was the place where the person in charge stayed and resided. In here we have some kind of cool designs, and actually around the corner here through these pathways there's the subway entrance and exit on the other side because it's connected to the castle. In here you're required to drop all of your items before going through because of security purposes, obviously. And this is the castle itself. There's a B's room there and Straub's room on the other side, just leads to 2 bedrooms, and then through here is my finest accomplishment. If there was one thing I was known for this season, it was this, the airport. This was one of my biggest projects ever. Basically, it started from here, the Cube International Airport pre-check pass check-in. So if you had a pre-check pass, you'd come here, a normal pass here. It's like any normal airport. You come over here, and over here you'd have to collect your security contract, and in the security contract it tells you what the terms are and all that cool stuff that you can't disagree to, and you have to input it here so that it's in the system. So this is the security room. If you have a pre-check pass, you can just go right on through. There's usually a gate here and you'll have to provide your pre-check pass here. Then you make your way through security. If you're a normal citizen, you got to go through all of this. There's signs guiding you where to go. Put your items in here, and there's detectors below, so if any of the items are not wanted on the airplane, it'll detect it, and a security guard will come in from up above and try to stop you. And then you've got like a body scanner here, and then you finally go through to the cafeteria where people set up their businesses. So like Tibbsy's got his soup and steak, Strawway's also set up in here, H was setting up a place, and Grape was gonna put his grapple store there. Finally, after you get through all the businesses, you come to the gate. There's 2 gates, there's 1, there's 2. We'll go on 2 just for example's sake. Once you go through the gate, you finally get onto the plane, And once you're on the plane, you can finally go by lighting this piston on fire. This is where incoming flights come from. So you come down here, you get your baggage from the baggage claim, you go to the customs, so you have to give them your passport, which you would have gotten from the building over there, and they give it to you back. The gate will open, and you can go right back to the start as if nothing happened. So that is the Cube Season 2 in a nutshell, guys. Alright, one final goodbye to my house, ladies and gentlemen. I know I said I wasn't going to do anything but spawn, but I have to. It's my own house, and this was way better than my house in Season 1. So for one, this is one of the first projects that I actually built by myself. This house was built primarily by me, and you guys gave me a lot of tips. You guys didn't really like the roof. It kind of looks like a mushroom, you guys said. Like it's like squishy up there. But inside here, you got the main lobby, and then if you make your way down this trap door, you will come into my vault room, where here's my chamber where I kill the people. I don't remember the combination, but if you go through here, this is the vault that would open up upon completing the combination correctly, and all of my valuables would normally be stacked in here. Now, I knew someone would eventually get into there, so I made a secondary vault behind the gate where I store even more valuables. That way, it's the most safe that it can be, but obviously now you guys know about it all. That's not everything, though. If we make our way up the stairs here, I have a whole nother downstairs down here, which is my storage compartment, and in my storage compartment, I kept all the things I had on the cube. Nothing valuable, though, because it was in my inner chest, which was wiped by the corruption. And then in here, oh, I got button pranked, that's right. But in here was the hospital. Oh, these aren't the right buttons, they're confusing me. It's this one. In here was the hospital when I had to undergo surgery like wisdom teeth and my laser eye. This is where I was kept, in the hospital of my own home. And that's still not everything. Up here we have the roof area, and up in the roof area we had a map of the entire region, and in the map we were able to see other bases. Like over here we had the villager farm, we could see the Millennium Falcon by Straub, Grapes base is over here, we haven't had the pathway to Rusher's base, and then here's all of mine with all the reeds there. To see that, you can look outside, reeds are there, and then my enchantment area here, and another storage room right here. So I had a good house and a village farm behind in the backyard. I had H-Bomb do that. And then over here was my Rube Goldberg machine. This was one of my final projects. I don't think I've ever shown this on camera, and I can't now anyways because it's already been done. I did it off camera to see if it actually still worked. But basically, a Rube Goldberg machine is when you activate one function like I just did, and then that activates another function, and then that activates another one, all through the system to complete one simple task. You've probably seen it in movies before. And lastly, my farms. My villager farm, my AFK farm, and my actual farms here. It's gonna be sad saying goodbye for the very last time, but it should be pretty fun for you guys because now that this is ending, the farewell, you have full access to this map in the description down below. You can head on over to the Reddit where the download link will be published, and hopefully you guys enjoy it as much as I have for the duration that I've been here. And so now we are going to do the final farewell. Goodbye, Season 2. Oh, you were amazing, and, well, let's have an amazing Season 3. Goodbye, ladies and gentlemen. Signing off Season 2 for the very last time.